Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 104th edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by my fellow Hans Zimmer appreciator, Jaden.
Hello.
Hi. How do the acoustics sound in here, by the way?
Oh, you sound
I
fine.
didn't ask. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
To me, I mean, I'm no audio engineer. I can.
No,
Yeah.
either am I. I've got no idea.
I'll
But
go to a 2-year degree and come back to you and.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. But I don't, because you know how you see people like talk about the sound of their space and they get like the padding and shit or whatever. And they try and they talk about the deadness of the room and the space of the room and how it creates different sounds. Like, obviously, if I'm standing in a warehouse, I understand that's going to make a difference. But outside of that, like, put me in any room, I don't know if I'm going to hear the difference, you know? I don't think so.
No, I think it's a pretty, it's decent enough. Like, the size is probably erring on the bigger side, but you got carpet in there.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are other factors, yeah.
But you also
I
got
never
the
think
fucking
about
massive,
that.
1 by 3 meter sign that's made out of steel behind you, so that's a bit of fun.
Do you reckon that makes a difference? Does that deaden the sound? The
No,
sign?
I think it reflects the sound more.
Oh, okay.
Not that I can tell, but theoretically.
Sure, it should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got no idea about any of that, but that's neat. That's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Alien Resurrection, which opened in the US on the 26th of November, 1997. Oh, man. It was directed by Jean-Pierre Jeanette? Maybe?
I haven't seen the name. I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like I got the first part okay. Jean-Pierre is not like an uncommon name. I've seen that name before. The second part.
You know a lot of Jean-Pierre's.
So many went to live around here in our area.
Yeah.
The second part, though, God help me. It is a sci-fi action horror film, and the synopsis says, 200 years after her death, Ellen Ripley is revived as a powerful human-alien hybrid clone, along with a crew of space pirates. She must again battle the deadly aliens and stop them from reaching Earth. Jan, you've seen this movie before. How many times have you seen it? How many times can you watch this?
I watched the alternate cut last time, and this is my first time watching the theatrical cut. I think it's the same movie, just with a few less scenes. Whereas in the past, the alternate cuts drastically changed the film in terms of adding storylines and stuff like that. Whereas in this one, it's just a few scenes removed.
Okay. Yeah. So what, they just released the alternate cut because they felt like they had to after doing it for every other one?
Yeah, it was released as part of that box set that So
we talked about last time. Okay. That's cool. What do you think of Alien Resurrection? The theatrical cut.
I don't know. It was surprisingly competent.
Right.
I just hate it though. It's a fine film that I just hate. I hate the story. I hate the characters. I hate the choices. They did an alright job, but I just can't stand it at all. Bringing back Ripley is just 200 years. It just weakens Fincher's ending so much further.
Oh, yeah.
And I just don't. I don't know. It's not one that I love, but at least they did a decent job making it.
Yeah. Did you see the trivia that the original screenplay before? So, dude, the story with Alien is always the Fox executives. Before the Fox executives told them to rewrite it, the original story was Newt was the one who was resurrected, and Ripley wasn't in it.
Ew. No, I think it'd be worse.
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked that either, but yeah, so Ripley wasn't meant to be in it. And then they said, excuse me, we need Ripley in this film. And then they went, right, well, cool. So, yeah. I didn't hate it. I was actually kind of surprised. I mean, it's another Alien movie. There's no doubt about it. It was not that interesting, but still a lot more interesting and more to appreciate than I expected. I think maybe just my expectations were so low that I was sort of just went into it. I was like, I kind of didn't. This was all right, I guess. Overall, it's a weird film with choices that sometimes seem odd and still mostly at least entertaining, in my opinion. And there are other elements which I thought were actually genuinely good. So I don't know. I walked away Thinking it wasn't great by any means, but I was pleasantly surprised, I think, overall, which is cool, I guess. I noticed right off the bat, actually. Have you noticed this? Why does every Alien film, like the logo, always have a different font?
I didn't even see the title come up in this one, actually. Does it?
Did it?
Did it?
I don't know if it did. I mean, on Disney Plus, though, like when you actually just look at the logos, like just all next to each other, dude, not one of these movies has like a consistent logo and a consistent font. It's really weird.
That's the flaw with the series. There's nothing to tie it all together. Yeah.
Right? I mean, dude, can you imagine like if every every Harry Potter film just had a different like title card for Harry Potter? It's a different font because why not? You know, it's kind of weird. But anyway, the intro, I feel like is sort of a hallmark of Alien at this point. Does that continue in terms of like the opening credits? I mean, to your recollection?
I don't actually remember.
Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every time I've praised them, and I mean, I like this one too. It was cool. It was like really the weird slimy shit. When it sort of became clear, it was like, I don't even know, would it be like the remnants of a person or like the formings of a person maybe? But like when you just see the slimy moving gooey shit in the background that's gross. And then like an eye turns up. You know what I'm talking about when that happens? And I was like, that shit is horrifying. But overall, like one thing I actually do like the film for, in terms of how it stands out, is that it's quite grotesque, I would say, overall. Like some of the designs and the makeup and like just the violence.
Ripley clones.
So, oh yeah. Oh well, that one Ripley clone, of course, and just the violence as well. Like it's all like I feel like it really leans into like we're going to be super over the top, sort of just gross. You know, just like you're gonna like, you know, just sort of go, this shit's yuck when you're watching this, and I sure did, and I kind of liked it, to be honest.
It shocked me when I looked on IMDb afterwards. Not IMDb, on Letterboxd. Same shit. But like this director also did Amelie. From you know the 2001 French film.
It rings a bell. I think I've heard of it.
Because like that just blew my mind.
Really, like in terms of how different they are.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. He couldn't speak English barely while making this movie.
Oh, really?
Is what I read. Yeah, he had to have translators on set at all times. Which sounds different. That sounds really hard. So God bless him.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, man. Did you cringe a little bit, just a little bit, when it said written by Joss Whedon?
No. Like I know Joss is a bad guy. I mean, we recognize him as a bad guy now, but like, you know, he wrote this back then. He wrote Buffy. Everyone loves Buffy still. So I mean, like,
have you seen Buffy?
No, and I never want to, because we had we had one media teacher that really hyped it up a lot. We just constantly talk about it, and I just never want to watch it because of that.
So yeah, when that happens, like someone hypes something up and you just never want to see it now.
Yeah.
As a result. Yeah. I don't know anything about Buffy at all.
Oh, it's a teenage vampire slayer in high school. That's all you need to know.
Okay. Yeah. And that's what he's like mainly like was originally known for? Yeah,
I think so. I think it was that kind of like shot him to like relevance.
Okay.
And then you know, Avengers.
Yeah, of course. And then now not much. Lawsuits, yes, exactly. Yeah, people being mad at him. I just noted it because I was sort of surprised by it, but yeah, that's cool. How did you feel? I've got to say, I've got some trivia here. The opening shot of Ripley being cloned, or cloned Ripley, whatever, albeit as a young girl, was based on photographs which Sigourney Weaver had given the special effects crew of herself as a child. That transition, as it sort of goes into like the child Ripley, and sort of seamlessly transitions into like grown clone Sigourney Weaver Ripley. I was like, dude, that was a good shot. I was like very impressed by it. I was like, dude, Jean-Pierre, if I'm saying your name right.
He's doing all right.
He's doing good. Yeah. So, dude, I'm like, from that moment onwards, it like set the tone for me where I'm like, oh, I'm actually going to pay attention to this, I think. Like, cool. That was neat. I liked that a lot, actually. I was kind of surprised by it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if one shot really warrants, respect for the entire film, but
Yeah, no, probably not.
Nah.
Probably not. You know what? Give me the choice that you dislike the most.
I just don't like the entire story. Like, it's as simple
right,
as
the
that.
resurrection thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't like Ripley being back. I don't like. I really don't like the space pirates. They all suck ass apart from Winona Ryder. She's all right, surprisingly. But like, she's the only character that I actually like in this film, and the white alien, surprisingly. But like every other thing, I hate. like the Winona Ryder and the white alien are the only two things I can bear.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't hate the space pirates.
They all suck, especially Ron Perlman.
Oh, you didn't like Ron Perlman?
No.
I kind of like Ron Perlman. Not because he's not good, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know, he was kind of entertaining in a way to me where like when I think back to the cruise and the cast of characters we got for Alien 3 and Aliens, like he is more memorable to me than anyone on those teams, you know what I mean? So I sort of just from that kind of liked him. I think that's sort of actually the sentiment I have for the Space Pirates overall, where could I tell you any of their names? No. And were they particularly good? Not really. But they were, I don't know, they sort of, I feel like, stood out more to me still than the previous sequels, to where I feel like I kind of am higher on them than I maybe should be.
Right.
If that makes sense. But yeah. That's so funny. Ron Perlman. I just like Ron Perlman in general. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I just enjoy him.
It's interesting because like, I feel like really familiar with him, but like you ask me to name like a film of his that's not Hellboy, I'm like, I don't know, man.
He's in a shitload of stuff. He's in Drive.
Oh yeah,
with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, apparently he was in Don't Look Up. Yeah.
Yes, he was. That's right. That's weird.
Oh yeah, he was the space general in that. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he's like the guy you cast when you just want like a stereotypical like self-aware mostly like
apparently we'll see him next week.
Bloke. Really?
Yeah.
We'll see him again. Oh, cool. That's good. I feel like you cast him when you want like a badass sort of stereotypical dude, you know. Like he's like that generic, like, I don't know, like sergeant in an army, sort of like in the US military sort of character.
Yeah.
He sort of fits that.
Guillermo has used him 6 times.
After, like, starting with Hellboy?
Starting with Kronos in 1993.
Oh, wow. Good for him. I mainly know Ron Perlman from Sons of Anarchy, where he plays like every character he's ever played, but like not self-aware at all. You know what I mean? Because he's like the head of like the motorcycle gang, and he's just like a sexist, like, you know, all those things, right? He's just a terrible human being, but there's like no real irony about it. So it's just kind of like you just get Ron Perlman in his purest form, I guess. Maybe that puts you off. I don't know. But yeah, I know him from there. And then yeah, so Winona Ryder, I kind of liked her too. Actually, I quite liked her. She wanted to be in the film because she wanted to make her younger brothers jealous. She was in an Alien movie, she claimed. So that's cool.
Good enough incentive,
I reckon, and probably the money they paid her too. I don't know. Was she a big deal at the time?
We can check.
Please do. Yeah, I feel bad. So I always just like throw those questions onto you. Like, Jane, give me historical context, please. Not that I expect you to know.
Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands. Oh yeah, she was doing all right. Oh, and Heathers. Yeah, she was doing all right.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Those were all like in just a few years before, right? Like in sort of the 5 or so years before. Is that right?
Yeah, 88 to like, 88, 89, 90. Yeah. What's that?
Okay.
Oh, Dracula 92. Oh yeah, she was doing pretty well. Yeah.
Oh, and this movie was 97. Oh, so that's actually that's almost a decade. That's almost a decade.
She was good. Yeah. Oh, the
Yeah, sure.
Crucible in '96, obviously, the big one.
She's in the Crucible?
Yeah, she plays the main person.
I've never seen her. I got no idea.
Oh,
That's
did
cool.
you not watch the movie in school?
No.
No.
I feel like I should actually watch it.
It's also got Danny Boy.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I did know that. Is it good? Do you like it?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like I think it's in terms of like adaptations, it's pretty decent, and like in terms of actual story as well. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I just
Okay.
like it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, fair enough. I actually ended up liking where. Do you know her name? Winona Ryder's character.
Annalie.
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 I actually ended up quite liking where that all went with her because it started off to where she's on the pirate crew. Which, by the way, there's probably too many pirates. There's too many pirates in this movie because I was already sort of like, I feel like we can cut the amount of characters here in half, dude. Towards the end when they're all running in the hallway, there's so many of them. There's like 12 of them. And I'm like, we don't need this many characters. I can't remember their names at all. But anyway, when she sort of towards the start, like she starts like poking around the ship and she like stumbles across the experiments, then she takes issue with the experiments and she's like the one on the pirate crew who's like sort of dissenting and believes like, oh, this shit's terrible. We need to do something about this. This is like she sort of fills the old Ripley role of like, this is inhumane. We can't allow this. Or this is going to be a doom thing. And when that started, I was sort of like, why does she? I was just sort of weirded out, but I was like, why does she care? I don't understand this character. What is her motivation for any of this? And then the film completely delivers on all that, in my opinion. Like, she's an android. I was like, that's cool. These movies always have to have an android sort of twist, but I liked it. And I thought there were interesting elements with her. Like, I really enjoyed the interesting sort of sci-fi philosophical stuff. Like when she starts praying at one point. She goes to like the little church.
Does she? What?
Right? When she goes to the church? The little church room in the ship? And there's like a book, there's like a Bible that's like a technological like Kindle Bible. And they like put it down and then has a conversation with Ripley about it. I think it's in the third act, right? It's like right after she's revealed to be an android, I think.
So like she gets shot and she comes back.
Yes, it's after that. Yeah, that's how she. Yeah, that's right. And then they're all like, "You're a synthetic," and then I think it's like the scene after.
I think you might have watched the alternative cut.
I just watched the Disney whatever there was there on Disney.
I bet you the 1 week I go and watch the theatrical cut is the week that it's
Yeah, there was actually an extra one on Disney Plus the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I did quite like that. It's just cool. I feel like this series continues to show me that the android characters are the most interesting. Bishop. I was about to say I forgot, but his name was Bishop in the previous films. Was my favorite element of those films, and then, I mean, I agree with you. I feel like this character is pretty solid overall.
All right, maybe. All right, looks like you watched the normal cut. I'm just forgetting this shit.
Okay, that's all right.
Which is a shame because it sounds like something I'd like, Yeah.
It was pretty brief. It was brief.
Oh, okay.
It was just like a cool little thing that old mate Joss threw in there. I was like, oh, I like that a lot. Oh, that's cool. Good for you, Joss. I'll give you this trivia here. Sigourney Weaver originally refused to do a fourth Alien movie. When asked why she changed her mind, she replied, "They basically drove a dump truck of money to my house." Weaver was paid $11 million to come back as Ripley, which was the entire budget of Alien 1979. There you go, Jane. That's why you got this amazing story that you love. Yeah. It's all the money.
Yeah, I forgive her for her sins in this film. Then
she had a moment of weakness.
Yeah,
we'll say
11 million. That's a big moment of weakness, but yeah.
A pretty significant moment. Yeah. Um, but you liked the white alien?
Yeah, it's that's something that surprised me because I know like a lot of people don't. Um, but I did like it. I liked I don't know. I like the hybrid thing. I didn't like hybrid Ripley, but I like the hybrid alien. It's strange.
Right.
Because it feels like that's where the series was always going, creating a more refined weapon. You know, that's what the company always wanted to do, and like this is it. That this is it finally realized. Um,
Okay, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
think of that.
Um, I don't know. Yeah, I just like it a bit more. Like the design is really odd and kind of, you know, fleshy. Like, but you know, I still
Yeah, its face is like a weird skull thing. Yeah.
yeah.
I found it revolting, which I guess is good.
Mm.
It was interesting. I don't know how I feel about it exactly. It was again, like I appreciate I thought this movie overall, like I don't know if I want to speak to if it's like a better film, but because I feel like everyone would lynch me or something, but like I feel like this film has more interesting elements to me than Aliens. Like it tries things that I'm sort of like, oh, that's cool. Like whereas Aliens is sort of just boring, you know. Like it's an interesting it's not interesting. It's a competent film that I liked watching, and that's sort of it. Whereas this film like has things I feel like are contentious and interesting to talk about a little bit, and that White Alien was one of them, dude. When she bonds with it, whatever you want to say, they have like their weird embrace. It was the weirdest. It's the weirdest shit I've seen on screen in a long time. You know, there's no doubt. Do you have any sense of like what that may have been going for? Because
It seems like I like the way it's performed. It kind of seems it like borderlines like kind of like a sexual like some type of thing. But
100%.
like I think like I think it is meant to be like she's kind of like the mother to the alien. I think that's more what it's meant to be, right?
Oh, it's like a motherly thing.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like
Okay.
because I think it kind of like rejects the actual like alien queen because it's not got the human aspect, whereas Ripley the Ripley clone is both. So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of what it is. And like
Okay.
I think they went too far with the eyes. Like the eyes are too human. But like when it's like getting sucked out, like you can kind of see like in its eyes, it's kind of like pleading as if like to its parent for forgiveness is kind of what I kind of is what it seems
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah. It's like the scene where it was blasted out into space was cool because the first two films had obviously the xenomorph at the end blast down into space, and it does it again. But this time, it was like a whole different tone. It was like a
Mm.
whole different vibe this time. It was actually kind of hard to watch. Like it was like, oh no, my alien white dude. It's like no. It was like, dude, it was like brutal the way he was like slowly being sucked out, like, and you see his blood vessels coming out the other side.
Yeah.
I was like,
And like his guts
Jesus.
fall out and then get sucked back in.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
gnarly. I don't know. It was weird. It sort of made me like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I feel like I have
You
to
know
give
what?
kudos to him that he sort of nailed this.
The tongue is bad, but like everything else is alright.
I don't remember the tongue.
It just has like a really long like normal tongue.
Just a
And like
normal tongue.
yeah, well, it's
Oh,
a bit
that's
like
weird.
it's a bit pointed, but like it licks someone at some stage. I can't remember if it was Ripley or someone else, but like it's bad.
I need to go and rewatch that then. Yeah, it was. I was sort of conflicted about it, and I guess in that way, like I did like it. Felt intentional that I was meant to be sort of challenged by it. Like it's complex because it's not like, oh, this is a character I care for, and therefore seeing it sucked out into space is like challenging to watch. It's not like a subversion of expectations in that way, but it is in the sense of I didn't expect to feel anything other than, oh, yay, they did it to an alien getting sucked out into space again in this series.
Mm.
And I did. Like, it made me feel something kind of odd. I was like, oh, that's at least surprising to me. I feel like maybe that sums up my whole sort of feelings towards the movie in general. It's like, oh, that's sort of surprising and interesting, I guess. No doubt it was weird.
Because I've been watching Doctor Who all week, like, no matter how, like, kind of malignant the monster is in Doctor Who each week, the Doctor always gives it a chance to live. So, like, it always, like, adds, like, a little bit of, emotional weight. So, like, and then, like, having this kind of juxtaposing with Alien 4, I'm like, no, wait, let the Doctor come and give it a second chance.
Right. No, that's honestly an element, yeah.
And that's what it seems like. It seems like, yeah, it felt like one of those kind of moments where Matt Smith's meant to pop through and be like, do you want to be alright?
Well, in all seriousness, that sort of is an element to it where you sort of think to yourself a little bit like Ripley or any of the other characters there, or I guess it's Winona Ryder there. It's like, you're not going to give this thing a shot? Like, you're sort of not giving this thing a chance to, wasn't this thing like born 10 minutes ago? So, are you going to like just kill this thing and judge it like this?
Yeah.
Because it seems kind of like it has humanity to it, and it seems a bit...
Seems like it
seems intelligent.
At least as well.
It did,
It's like kind of keep it as a pet,
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, can you take it for walks and shit? Like, it seemed like there was something more to it, than we've seen in a Xenomorph before. And then, so yeah, there is that element to it too of like, did they do the right thing? For killing this thing, this life form? I don't know. It's kind of weird. But yeah, the other element of the ending I did like, once that abomination is out, then I actually like that they made it to Earth, and the characters making it to Earth for the first time in the franchise felt like an earned moment to me. Like, it was actually a cool element, I thought. It didn't feel... It worked. I didn't think it was sort of dumb or a cheap thing. Like, that final shot of Earth and the moment of them actually making it there felt like a solid, satisfying resolution to this, genuinely, to me.
Hold on, how much of Earth did you see?
I mean, not just sort of an aerial shot, I guess, of like, I don't know, of the distant clouds and sky below, I guess,
Yeah, okay, that's all right then. Because like in the alternate cut, you see a bit more of Earth, and I was
do you?
That was going to be like the distinguishing factor. That was that to see if we watch the same version.
Do you recall what you see?
No, I searched it this time to see like what the differences were, and that's what it said. So I was like,
okay, yeah. I'd be interested in that because I thought that was cool. It just adds a whole new, I don't know, sort of dimension in color and atmosphere and importance to this film, of course, and then sort of just the series in general, because we've never seen Earth, I don't believe. I know we sort of hang above it in Aliens, right? Isn't there like the space station above it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Was that Earth? Yeah, I think it was.
I think, yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was like, if I was writing this screenplay and I thought, this is going to be another goddamn Alien movie, how would I want to end it? I think that's a good idea. I support that idea. I think it's cool to go to Earth in that way. And then it's like, I don't need a scene of them like sitting around having a cup of coffee in a cafe like we did it. You know what I mean? I don't need that. But it's like, it was enough. Like, the visual of going to the planet was cool. Although, did the ship not just like crash into the
like
Earth?
just like destroy like
millions of people? Yeah. I must admit, like, that shot looked like it blew up a continent. It's like, I don't know how like the scale of the ship works. I don't know how big the ship did not give me the impression it was the size of North America. Personally,
no,
maybe I'm wrong.
I think because like they mentioned at the start that like they have like some kind of special engines, which I guess we assume is like nuclear. So like when it crashes, it's essentially like a massive nuclear bomb.
Okay. That makes sense. No, that actually does make a bit of sense. But that doesn't take... So that makes me actually want like a 5-minute longer version where like news reports ship crashes and kills 2 billion people. And it's like, wow, that gave this whole thing a new vibe. That's for sure. Although, isn't Earth said to sort of be in this world at this point in time, because there's this I mean, we're already far in the future, and then this is another 200 years in the future from Alien 3. Isn't it said to be sort of a dump at this point?
Well, that's what the pirates say, but then like you see it and it still looks alright, you know.
Yeah, it's true. It did actually look all right. Yeah. But I do like, but that's another interesting idea that, I mean, it's not a unique one, but maybe that, people left on Earth are sort of just the lower classes and everyone else has left. And, that's sort of an interesting sci-fi idea too, which.
That's what Blade Runner's about, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. 100%.
All the rich ones have gone to the colonies and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're left in cyberpunk LA.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Do you reckon, like, I don't know what year this is, but future Elon Musk is like sitting there like, 2 billion people died on Earth, lol. Like that's the reaction? I don't know.
Yeah, he's gone back to South Africa so he's safe from the explosion.
Right. So is he actually from South Africa, genuinely?
Yeah, dead ass. Like he was born and raised there, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
like his
okay.
parents own like an emerald mine there or some shit.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I've never taken a lot of South African from his voice, but
yeah, I think it's pretty far gone, but sometimes you'll hear it a bit.
Yeah, right. Because it's definitely not 100% like American.
No,
consistently, but I guess it's just like a far gone South African accent. I guess that explains it. Okay, that's good. Jaden's favorite actor, Ron Perlman, nearly drowned while filming the underwater sequence. At one point, when trying to surface, he hit his head on a sprinkler in the ceiling, knocking him out cold. He was rescued by nearby film crew members.
Oh.
Holy shit. That sounds dangerous, dude.
Yeah, big time.
Filming underwater in general, like in anything, sounds a bit scary, to be honest. But, wow.
So it was
yeah, I wouldn't be game.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, do they just like build like a set, like, and just like submerge it in a pool?
Yeah, they at the Fox studios there, they did do that. I read. That's nuts. What did you think of the underwater sequence, actually? Because
I didn't like how the aliens swam, because like,
no,
by all means they shouldn't be able to swim. Like, they were born on like planets without water,
right? Yeah.
So like, but I thought it was alright. Like the trap was okay, and like the actual tension that they craft is decent.
Yeah,
and like it's like I said, like the film's quite competent in that way, like in crafting a specific scene.
Yeah. I thought it was a solid action scene, or like a solid chase scene, or whatever you want to call it. Because I totally agree. Like the Xenomorphs look stupid as hell when they're swimming. They look dumb. Just like the movements and shit, it looks super weird. And also, that's an excellent point. I don't even know if they should be able to swim. But anyway, outside of that, though, yeah, I agree. I thought it was quite a well shot scene, and I thought it was like a visually interesting part of the film. Because now that I think about it, Aliens also had like underwater stuff, right? Because didn't you get trapped in water or something? I think at one point, like, wasn't she like yelling out? She's like under the ground, the grates, and she's like submerged in water, and she's like, Ripley.
Oh, but that was just like a sewage thing. But yeah,
it wasn't like water. It wasn't like no.
You're right. They are like they do like come up from under the water though in that scene. You're right.
Yeah. Right. Okay, but there's never been any like sort of underwater sequence in these films.
No, I don't think so.
To my recollection, no. So there was another element where it's like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like just running around in corridors in this movie, and that's when it's just like, all right, like, we've been here, done that, So any sort of different sequence they throw in there that feels a bit different, like, I'm always here for that. So that this was one of them. And then transitioning towards the end of this, like the whole confrontation on the ladder, I thought, like when all the characters are sort of hanging there, I thought that was pretty cool. I actually thought that whole thing, like you're saying, like competently made, solid tension overall. The CG looks decent, like on the Xenomorphs and everything in all those scenes, like especially compared to Alien 3.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah,
look, significant improvement
for 4 years later. Like, yeah, massive.
Totally. And just when you watch that scene, actually, like just when all the shots outside of the visual effects stuff, like just all the shots of the characters hanging there and the close-ups, and you get some good shots of like aerial shot. It's not an aerial shot, but like shots of like looking down the
Yeah.
ladder and seeing them all down there. There's a lot happening where there's a lot of like decent lighting and there's like lightning and sparks flying everywhere in the background at all times. And it looks like the actors constantly have like people flashing lights in their face and shit. Like it all actually, it's quite busy in a good way. Like it all, the lighting and the colors and all that is sort of like a lot going on there. It's not nearly as sort of dark and dull as the corridors, you know. So I quite like that as well, I think. And then Ron Perlman shot a xenomorph in the head.
And it like kind of blew up a bit, didn't it?
I think he like straight up murked it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they could be killed that easily.
No. I feel like it with Aliens kind of made it easier, but like they kind of seemed the easiest to kill in this one.
They did.
Mm.
Yeah. No, yeah, there was a lot of them. There's no doubt about it. Ron Perlman shoots a xenomorph in the head.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to decide if I've dreamt this. Ron Perlman then shoots a spider?
Yes.
That was so confusing to me.
He points back up and he gets scared and like kind of.
Yeah, he like look. It's like a spider there, right?
Yeah.
A cobweb, and he like shoots it.
I can't remember if he actually shoots or he cuts away, but yeah, if he shot it, it doesn't surprise me.
I think he shot it.
Okay.
That is. I just had to write that down because I thought it was the most random inclusion of all time, but I actually thought it was pretty funny. And I genuinely, I promise, I actually wasn't positive I saw that. So I appreciate that you saw something like it as well. Because
you didn't want to rewind it like 3 times?
I think, immediately knew that I'd rather it sort of stay this mystical thing in my mind. Maybe Ron Perlman shot the spider. I don't know. Because it was bananas. It really was. Any other sort of cool shots or visual elements or, I don't know, sets or anything else like that?
No.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you something that I hate though. I hate that whole
Please do, yeah.
that scene where Ripley is playing basketball and the pirates come in and like Ron Perlman's trying to flirt with her and like it's just dog shit, man.
Dude, Ripley is an ace at basketball. What's up with that?
It's the alien. It's the alien DNA. Yeah.
The assistance. I've got the longest piece of trivia I've ever seen on IMDb about that basketball scene, which I'm definitely not going to read. But it basically can be summarized in the fact that there's the shot in the film where Sigourney Weaver gets the behind the head shot, nails it.
Yeah.
In basketball. Does that have a name? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, she freaking throws the ball over her head and gets it in. Anyway, and it was like a talked about thing at the time that they nailed that on the first take. That's not true. It took them 200 takes. And then
bullshit. 200 takes. Come on.
Sigourney Weaver was quoted as saying, which would probably. Oh, hang on, wait. No, maybe I'm wrong about that. It took them a lot of takes. It took them a long time, is my point. Anyway, and the director was like, Sigourney, I'm going to give you this one last shot. If you can't get it, we're going to CG this shit, all right? And apparently she got it on the last shot. She got it then. And Sigourney Weaver describes it as one of the best moments in her life after her wedding day and the birth of her daughter. I just had to say that. I thought that was funny. But anyway, yeah, you thought the scene was weird.
It was just bad. I hated it. Yeah.
It was pretty cringe.
Like that being like the first interaction between Weaver and the pirates. It's just not good, man.
Yeah, no. I shouldn't mind the tail end of it when the pirates are sort of established as badass when, like, they're, I guess, I don't know, like, held at gunpoint by the ship's crew.
Is that in the same scene?
And they fight back. It's like, I think it's like the next scene. It's sort of in the same room, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because like then like Ripley goes away and then like Winona Ryder like stabs her in the hand and then like everything happens after that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the guy who like can't take the guns out of his hands.
Yeah.
And he has that, and he shoots. Like, I actually thought that was kind of cool. Like when he shot at the ceiling and it was like reflected and hit the guy in the head. Like that was dumb. But
a bit cartoonish, but yeah.
Very cartoonish. Yeah. I kind of like that. But yeah, no, yeah. And the like Ron Perlman's weird like like very creepy, not acceptable flirting. You know, that's probably the best way to put it. It was yeah, no, I agree with that. That was a weird part. The only other thing, the visual thing I did like was actually I thought the shot of when Ripley falls and she lands on the alien queen, and there's a shot of her like lying. I think it's in the third act. The shot of her
Oh
lying
right,
on
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's sort of just her, and the whole screen is then taken up by just the
like
organ,
alien
like
stuff.
alien, like I don't know, like if it's like meant to be the queen's back or part of her body or flesh or something.
Yeah, and she's like kind of like, yeah,
and it's like sort of looks like it's pulsating or something. It was like,
yeah,
yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. It was again like gross but effective. I thought, yeah. Damn, it's a shame Liam's not here. I was hoping to get, because he hasn't seen this film. Did he log it? Did you see him log it?
I don't know. Maybe that's why he's not here.
He didn't watch it.
He hasn't logged it. No.
Oh, maybe he just didn't watch it.
Yeah. Maybe he was like up at like 4 a.m. trying to fit this in, but then fell asleep and was like, oh shit, can't do it.
Too many assignments.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk with him about the fact that, do you know the pirate who, oh my god, I can't distinguish them. I know, like the young, like Hispanic dude, that pirate. And he has like the short hair. He's like little to no hair.
Was he a soldier that then like stopped being like he stopped following them? Is that the guy you're talking about? Like, because like then at the end of the film, like the science guy or whoever he was is like, listen to me, I'm your commanding officer, or whatever. Did he make it to the?
Oh yeah,
like, yeah. I think he was a soldier.
To the end, yeah.
I think it was a soldier that then like didn't agree with what they were doing, so then like he just followed the pirates.
Oh, that was not clear to me at all. I thought, yeah, because I started noticing him and then forgot where he came from. Like forgot where he first appeared in the film. Anyway, yeah, no, we're talking about the same person. I'm confident.
Yeah.
He is Tuco in, and it took me a while to realize this. He is Tuco in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, that's funny. But anyway, yeah, Liam can appreciate that if he saw the film. I don't know if he saw
his
it.
Name?
Yes, right. Okay. Let me triple check. I think that sounds right.
Yeah. Oh, so sure.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. So yeah, the second I realized that, I was like, oh, that's fun. I also have written here. Oh, first of all, oh my god, their names. I'm sorry, I can't. The guy, like the leader pirate, like Ed Lee or something, some shit like that. Egg Lee, Ed.
Oh, I have no idea what his name was. He died way faster than I thought he would.
He died real fast, and his death was brutal. My god, the way he was like sucked into the ground, and like the you saw the life slowly fade from him. It was like, oh, that was pretty dark. Whatever his name was, rest in peace.
I genuinely don't even I'm looking through all the actors and I still can't tell. It might have been this guy, Frank Elgin. Was that him?
I don't know. Right, a lot of the scientist people, and yeah, they blur. Frank Elgin. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was him. I think his name was Frank.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, his death was brutal. I have written here also, shot through Darren's. Oh, I'm sorry. I know what I'm trying to say. You know the shot that sort of comes through Darren's. Again, I've just written it here. I don't know which one is Darren now, but the shot that then goes into his mouth and through his throat and sees the xenomorph.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That was cool. That was all right. That was a bit. Yeah, that was going on.
And you know what's so funny about that shot actually is I feel like, I don't know this, but I feel like if I was Jean-Pierre and I had seen Alien in 1979 and you had this idea that there's xenomorphs growing in these people, I would have had that idea for that shot years ago and just wanted to execute it. You know what I mean? What if I ever make one of these movies, I can do a shot where I go into their mouth and then we see the xenomorph, and I'm like, dude, that's a cool idea. That's great. And he nailed it. It was great. It was freaking cool. I don't know who Darren is though.
His name's not. There is no Darren on the.
Why did I say Darren?
I think unless like because like I'd expect him to be like was it Mason Wren? Is that the one?
Maybe.
No,
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
look like it.
I'm just gonna search
Jonathan
up
Gettyman,
Darren Alien Resurrection, see if anything comes up.
anesthesiologist, scientist, surgeon. Yeah, because then they would just become like uncredited names. Don't think it was him.
Nothing comes up. I don't know why I wrote Darren. Is there any name starting with a D and it might have auto-corrected or something?
I don't think so.
Dude, who knows? I'm sorry. I don't know. At this point. Oh yeah, what was up with the breath ID? Remember that?
Oh yeah, that was
That was weird. That was really weird.
And then like then when Ryder was like able to bypass it with like a spray can.
Oh, that's so weird. So what? Like, yeah, do you just have like a spray can of like everyone's breath?
Mm.
Or like, I purchased this spray can and this is of this person's breath in this can.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's dumb.
Like that. Yeah.
That's terrible. That's dumb. So yeah. I'm good if you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Might as well be.
Sure. What are our final verdicts? I still don't know. I'm torn. What are you doing, Jaden? Final verdict.
I'm gonna keep it at the 4.
Oh, really?
Like,
okay. Yeah.
why do you think I'd drop it?
I thought you'd be higher, but that's cool. Yeah,
Higher?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Like I just genuinely like dislike the story like passionately. Like there's 2 choices within the film that I like, and then like other than that, like it's competently made. Maybe it does deserve higher, but like like I can't get over how much I dislike it and how much it should never have been made. But yeah, 4 out of 10. Like I still think it's worth a watch. And if I'd never skip it if I was to binge watch the Alien franchise. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll give it. I feel like a 6 feels high, but I feel like a 5 feels low for this. I'll give it a 6. Whatever. I'll give it a 6.
Wow.
I don't know. Like, I kind of liked it a little bit. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like more than anything, like I am going to sort of struggle to determine if I like this or Aliens more. I think overall. So I think giving them the same score for a similar reason feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to watch the theatrical, the director's cut of Aliens.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I feel like I probably will do that one day. Not anytime soon, but one day. Let's get into news chat. Jaden, I want to know how you feel about this as someone who doesn't know anything about it. But Justin Lin has left Fast 10. And I believe production has started on this film.
Yeah.
Like,
and
they've started shooting.
Like they're going ahead with like a bunch of like second unit stuff, but like they're not gonna they're then gonna like pause and then like until they can find a new director.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're looking
at the Atomic Blonde guy and Deadpool. What's his name? Or was it? Hold on. How like it's like the original John Wick had 2 writers, right? And then like one of them went to do like Atomic Blonde, right? Is that correct? I think it's that one.
That sounds right.
They're looking at him or either the guy that directed the 8th one, apparently.
Okay.
Which both aren't bad choices, but like I think Justin Lin does make the stronger entries in the franchise. So like it is a bit of a loss. I don't know. It's interesting that it's creative different. Like I mean, like apparently, like in the report they state creative differences, which is interesting to me. After you've had this director do 5 films in the franchise, who's pretty much the backbone of not backbone, but is a core element that it's creative differences this late on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's not like we didn't know what this guy was going to bring. Like.
Yeah, it's like you should have a established kind of expectation of of both parties at this part. And I'm curious whether he wanted to kind of change something significantly, or if the studio wanted to kind of change something significantly. I guess
I'd
we'll see in
imagine the
product.
latter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, especially you're absolutely right in that, and then also just the fact that, of course, he knew like the story for this film. Like, he knows the script, obviously. So it's like, yeah, like what happened at the 11th hour? You know, like something has transpired after production has started for this to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it tells me that there must be some story to this that we'll learn one day. Like, he'll come out one day and like tell oh yeah, this crazy shit happened at the last second or something like weird like that. So that's crazy. Can you imagine? That must be so weird now being in production on that movie where we've started shooting. Our director has left, and we are now trying to find another director, whoever we can get here, like immediately. Like, we just need someone quick. That's a lot of pressure.
I don't think they're doing anything too quick. Like, they're not going to rush into it because that's why they said like they're shooting second unit stuff, and like there is going to be a break until they find on like main production until they find like a replacement. So I don't think they're trying to rush into it, but like they're trying to do something quick, obviously. But like however long it takes.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I'm definitely wrong in it being like, let's get them in here immediately. But even still, though, like normally when a director's like attached, they might get like a year of prep or something.
Yeah.
Like, okay, can you start like, I don't know how long the break would be, but it's like, yeah, we need you to start next month, and we've already shot a bit of this movie.
That's why I imagine they'd bring in like the guy from 8 as like the best choice because he's familiar with
the actors and everything. Yeah, definitely, and the franchise, yeah, for sure. It sort of actually has significant Solo vibes right now, actually, where they shot so much of that movie. Like, I think they would have shot significantly more of that movie, and they'd had to fire the directors and get a new director. So it's sort of akin to that in a weird way, yeah. Which is always interesting when that shit happens. But yeah, Justin Lin, you'll be missed. Maybe. Yes, Jaden says so. Have I ever seen one of his films? Like, I don't think so.
No, didn't he do?
Isn't that James Wan?
That's right. I was thinking of like, I was just thinking of Fast and Furious. Star Trek. Oh, you haven't seen Star Trek though.
Beyond. Right?
Yeah,
Star Trek Beyond?
I think he did Beyond and one of the other ones, maybe.
Oh, did he?
I don't know.
I haven't seen Beyond, if he did that. All right, we have a title for Mission Impossible 7, everyone. And it's called Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Which is... I love it so much, I'm not going to lie. I love it so much. It's Dead Reckoning. That's like... Wow, you know what I mean? That's like a powerful name. Like, some shit's going down. If you thought that the annihilation of planet Earth, as has already been the case many times in the Mission Impossible series, the potential annihilation that is, wasn't already like high stakes enough. This time it's Dead Reckoning. Like, what the hell could that mean? Probably just also the annihilation of Earth again, I'd imagine. Why? Yeah, dead. Why isn't it just reckoning? What's up with Dead Reckoning?
I don't know. What does the term reckoning actually like?
Isn't it just like the end? Like,
is it
or
does it have like a bit of like afterwards kind of,
Oh, like the aftermath?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Does it?
Listen.
I don't know. Let's have a look here. Reckoning. The action or process of calculating or estimating something. Well, that's not right. The avenging or punishing of past mistakes or misdeeds.
You see, that's what I was kind of thinking. It's like
interesting.
It's like they're punishing someone for something they've done. And like it's going to be an unhinged Tom Cruise.
Dude, that'd be sick. I mean, they've got to be punishing Ethan, I guess, right?
Punishing Ethan?
For something he's done? Like, that's the villain's thing? Maybe?
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that would be, but...
I was thinking more like the villain would kill, like, his wife. Oh, not his wife. Rebecca Ferguson or something like that. And, like, Cruise is going to be, like, super, like, pissed off.
Oh, that could... Yeah, no, that could be true. Yeah.
What actually happened to his wife? I don't remember now.
Neither do I. No, yeah, she just survives Fallout. She's fine.
She's alright, yeah, and she just leaves.
Yeah.
But then, like, he's with Rebecca Ferguson now, right? Like they're together.
Yeah, right? Or maybe
I think
sort
they
of.
are. Yeah.
There's something there. Yeah, that's actually kind of an
Mm.
interesting relationship. Like to be real. Yeah, I don't know. A Dead Reckoning part. I just love part one. I love that. I think that's great. I just love whenever they put. I have a big thing for like really for no reason at all liking part one and part two. It sort of just gets me excited, you know. Like I sort of like walking into a part one knowing like, oh, they're going to end this on a cliffhanger, and I know it, and it's going to be fun, and then I'm going to wait another year and be excited for it, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like, and then it's always cool. Then it's like it's the Infinity War end game, Deathly Hallows. It's like then it's cool having like a 2-film thing in the future. I kind of like it.
Oh, this is coming out next year, not this year. No,
2023, yeah.
it's a shame.
It was meant to come out last year originally.
Yeah, because I just read a comment where it's like most anticipated film of this year, that year, that year.
Yeah, but rest in peace. It's like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part One. That sort of thing. It's always cool.
Mm,
We can just go to the Batman 2 has been confirmed.
surprise.
How shocked were you out of 10?
Not at all. I thought it was already confirmed. Actually, I just assumed it was.
Yeah. I didn't even realize we needed an announcement,
No.
but they gave us one, so cool. Yeah. So you got Matt Reeves, Zoe Kravitz, and Robert Pattinson. Is that what you said? Is that his bat name? Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. They're all back. They're all coming back. So can't wait. Let's get hyped. Let's go. It's going to be great. 2025. Let's go. That's not. They haven't said that, but it'll probably be 2025, wouldn't it?
Damn, that seems so long away.
It always sounds like a long time, but it never really feels like it. Which is just life, isn't it? In it. Because that sounds so far away, then it'll be here in no time. Like I used to think when I watched John Wick 3, like the thought of waiting 2 more years for another John Wick felt like forever. Like the thought of sitting there in 2019 and, oh my God, I have to wait till 2021. That felt like ages. And guess what? We're already like a year past when that movie was meant to come out. We're still a year away from it. And it'll probably be here in no time, so it's weird.
Yeah,
That's all I've got, unless you want to talk about the Avatar Way of Water.
I think that deserves a mentioning.
Yeah?
Stupid title.
Yeah, you're a hater of this title.
I'm a hater of the title. It's just really cringe, man. Is it not to you? It's just a cringe title.
I don't love it. I don't hate it either. It's sort of, and I think the other leaked titles that we had for this series sort of implies what James Cameron, it clearly demonstrates, I think, what James Cameron's going for with this series from this point, where he's going like full fantasy dumb, like terminology bullshit. He doesn't, with these sort of subtitles. I think that's apparent. I personally would have just called it Avatar 2 and like have it be like a Roman numeral 2. I feel like that's cool. Like just do that, Because I feel like I'm saying that because I feel like the second you go into these like subtitles like this, it sort of brings on this whole new meaning for your franchise, if that makes sense. So like the Avatar, The Way of Water sounds like the direct-to-video 11th Avatar movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time.
This sounds like that, whereas Avatar 2 sounds like an event, Yeah, I mean, that's my criticism of it, I guess. But like the name itself, I don't know, it's fine, I guess. I don't know. Like there's going to be water in it, I guess. I don't really know what the significance of the title is or whatever, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Now, do you want to get into our highlights of the week?
Sure. Yeah.
Tell me about what you've been watching.
So I'm devastated that Liam's not here because we're going to chat Doctor Who because he's been watching it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've continued powering on through that, watching it when I should be doing work and stuff. But I don't know, it's just reaffirmed itself as like my favorite show ever. I don't know. Game of Thrones eat your heart out, whatever. But like this is high entertainment, Doctor Who. This is peak television. I can't. Where did it leave last week? Was that like early season 4 or season 3? I can't remember.
Neither do I.
I'm up to season. I'm up to like season 6-4 now. Anyway, and there's been like so much quality shit. Like there's like you always forget about how much good shit there is. And like I had to look at the episode list of like what I've got still got to come, and like, dude, I'm so excited for what's to come because there's so many good episodes coming, and I'm fuck yeah. Um, I don't know, like I don't think there's any other show that I can rewatch and be excited for just looking at like episode titles and like remembering. You know, it's fun rewatching The Office or these other comedies. You know, it's nice to rewatch this and that. Actually, Star Wars: The Clone Wars is actually probably the other show that does it to me. But
Yeah.
like like this, but for sake of conversation, I'll say uniquely this show, it does that for me. It's just phenomenal. It's just I don't know. I love it. I love it so fucking much, man. I feel like I should probably like talk about one specific episode just to give a bit of content.
I know that exact feeling you're talking about, by the way, just to insert myself. I love that feeling. Yeah, I get that I've had that for I've had it for Breaking Bad. I've had it for Game of Thrones. Definitely Clone Wars. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it sort of like feels like a select, everyone has like their handful of shows that they have that for. It's exciting.
Yeah. Game of Thrones never did that for me, which is interesting.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like, I liked rewatching it. Like, I liked rewatching it a lot. Like, I was never excited for an episode. If you like,
right.
Well, I never had that feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Maybe I won't talk about a specific episode. I don't know, but yeah, in general, yeah. Season 6. I think I've watched like 2 seasons in this week alone. Probably more.
Wow.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
That's awesome. Jane, you don't want to talk about a specific episode of Doctor Who.
But you
so I will.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Blink because I watched it. And I watched Blink. It's like season 3 episode 16 or some shit like that, is it?
10?
10? Yeah. Like mid-season 3, I think.
They're not long seasons. They only have like 13 episodes, and then like there'll be a few specials afterwards sometimes.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It's not one of those like 22 episodes a season like CW shit.
No.
Cool, yeah. I watched Blink, and I liked it a lot. It was cool. It was. I don't know. Like it took a second because, like, I flicked it on and was immediately met with like, like a type of not a knock at all, but like a type of show I haven't seen in I haven't really sat down and watched in a long time in terms of like network budget sci-fi. You know what I mean? Like I haven't like wanted to watch that in a long time. I think I'm sort of spoiled by streaming stuff. So it was sort of like a little adjustment where I'm like, this kind of feels a bit student filmy in a way. Immediately. But that ended up sort of being a charming element to it, actually, for me, because it sort of felt different. But yeah, not a criticism. Anyway, but the actual meat of it was cool. Like I really liked it. Like the story was cool. The question I have for you is like how I was surprised that the Doctor was basically just a minor supporting character in this, and like how common that is amongst episodes.
Like so that started happening in season 2, like is where you had them, where you have like these kind of like Doctor Light episodes.
Okay.
Where like they're just not very common. There's like one in season 2, one in season 3, one in season 4. Is pretty much how it goes.
Oh, so they're pretty rare. Okay, right.
Yeah, I don't think there's one in season 5.
Huh.
Yeah, no, so like it's kind of in the 10th Doctor's kind of reign that those kind of happened.
And wait, David Tennant is the 10th?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. That's interesting. I really liked that part of it. Not being used to just David Tennant, like what you said last week about him being Barney Crouch Jr. was so funny because I've watched David Tennant episodes before in my youth. I have, and I did not remember him being like this. I did not remember him like being like super zany like the way he was. Like he looked like he was on cocaine. Totally, which I did not remember at all. But so like him serving that, like being that eccentric person as a supporting character was I quite enjoyed. And then like having, because you said it was, I'm already blanking on a name. God damn it,
Carey Mulligan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you said Carey Mulligan was in the episode, I had forgotten. And then
Mm,
I clicked on it. And I'm like, oh, Kerry Mulligan's in this episode. And then she just like she's the main character of the episode. Like she is the
yeah.
episode. You know, I did not expect that at all. So she carried it. She was great. And just I don't know, like the way it handles all its concepts, I thought were really clever overall. Like it was pretty simple. Nothing mind bending or yet nothing that you haven't seen before, but all done in a way that's interesting and just
No,
overall really
you
efficient.
you've seen another piece of media where there's a villain that sends you back in time to kill you. What are you watching?
Oh no, not that part. No, but no, you're right about that. But in terms of like characters being sent back in time, and
Yeah.
then like the older versions of them, like wanting to meet you
Oh yeah,
now, like
yeah,
that sort of
yeah.
shit. Yeah. No, but you're right though. They're the actual angels, like those things. But that's really cool.
Hmm.
Like I've seen that either referenced or parodied or whatever in a lot of things, and I
Oh
didn't
yeah. In
fully realize. Yeah,
in Black Ops 3 on Nuketown, if you shoot the arms of all the mannequins, they start moving towards you.
really,
Yeah, like as
that's
an Easter
cool.
egg to that. Yeah.
That's cool. I know The Witcher 3 has an Easter egg to it too that I
Oh
sort of
really? Yeah.
like, yeah, because I sort of I always knew, oh, there's a Doctor Who Easter egg, but I didn't really get it until
I
now,
think I think Just Cause 3 might have one as well. Actually.
That's
Yeah.
it's parodied, yeah, it's referenced a lot. Like people love it, obviously,
Yeah.
because it's a cool idea. It's really cool. And um, I was thinking while I was watching the episode, God damn, I'm never going to look at gargoyles or these sort of statues the same way again. And then the whole last minute of the episode
Yeah.
was so funny. It was hilarious. That was honestly like genius. I thought that was really good. Like the way they're just like, it sort of felt like something that as they were making the episode, like one of them had said the same thing as a
Like
funny
they
comment,
realize that.
and then
Yeah.
they realized, do you want to like put this thing together for the last 30 seconds and like scare everyone for the rest of their lives? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah, no, it was really neat. I really liked it overall. It was cool. It was really cool. Yeah, it just felt like a really complete story. Well, it was a really complete story. I think that's what I enjoyed most about it. That was why it was a really good recommendation, actually, for me, especially, was because I felt like I watched a movie in 46 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like on that list I sent you 2 episodes from season 6 that I only just rewatched now, and I want to say probably don't watch them because they do have a bit that kind of carries on for the rest of the season. So they're not quite as standalone as I remembered.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But watch if I may recommend, watch The
Yeah.
Waters of Mars next. It's one of the like it's the Christmas special for one of the years, and it's up there too.
Okay, cool. The Waters of Mars. Okay. Are those Christmas specials, are they longer?
Yeah, they're about an hour usually. It's only
Okay.
another 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. God damn it.
It's
It's happening.
it's fun rewatching it and like just seeing like famous people pop up every now and then. Like in that Waters of Mars, like Gemma Chan, I don't know, she's in that.
Oh, Eternals person.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
Simon Pegg's in like an early episode. Felicity Jones is in season 4.
That's funny.
There's just James Corden's in season 5. And like there's constantly like famous people just popping up that you just forget about. You're like, oh, all right.
That's cool.
And like a lot of them, like for a lot of these people, it's they're young and like they're starting their careers there. But like for some people, they're already established. But yeah, Kylie Minogue in one episode, like it's
really.
Yeah, she's in the Christmas special as well. Yeah.
So you're saying Doctor Who's like the neighbours of Britain?
Well, EastEnders is kind of like the neighbours of Britain, but
yes,
yeah,
yeah. Terrible comparison, just awful.
Mm.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I mean, how like again, I was surprised by how David Tennant played the Doctor. I think like is what I saw of David Tennant in that episode like traits of the Doctor as a character, or like is that what he brings to it? And then if you watch Matt Smith, it's like a totally different vibe.
David Tennant and Matt Smith are probably the quirkiest of the Doctors.
Okay, that's interesting. They were back to back.
Yeah, it's so in the reboot, it's spelt like a massively kind of different tone of the Doctor, but Chris Eccleston kind of plays them. He plays it a bit more serious, but he still kind of has that quirk. But he has that kind of. The thing is, you didn't see it in this one, but like David, like all these doctors have great dramatic capacity, like really fantastic.
Mm.
And you'll see that in some of the episodes I recommended for you.
Okay.
If you want to watch those, obviously. But like, yeah, so like these two doctors are like, so Smith and Tennant are probably the quirkiest you get, and then Capaldi kind of brings it down a bit more. He's still got his fun parts, but like he is a more mature kind of character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I have vivid memories of seeing, I recall it being a two-parter, that may be wrong, of a David Tennant episode or episodes where he is on what I recall being a spaceship, might be a base or something, and there's a crew of people there, and I recall him not knowing why he was there, maybe, and there was some sort of like larger life form or alien or something that was sort of there also on the ship that he had to confront at the end. And I think the other crew members were dying or something, or being taken over or controlled. Is this ringing a bell?
Yeah, so I think that's actually one of the episodes that I recommended to you.
Really? Is it a two-parter? Did I make that up?
No.
Oh, shit.
You're right.
Oh, wow. I've seen that.
It sounds like one of the episodes that I recommended to you.
I actually might rewatch it because I have seen that.
Yeah. So that's the Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite episodes. Yeah.
Really? Is that an example of dramatic range there?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. I might need to check those out.
It kind of like pushes it too far to the point of like, I don't know. It's not the dramatic range that I like. It's got great. It's definitely dramatic, but like it's not the dramatic range I was thinking. I was thinking of like more like kind of a quiet, like kind of performance. Whereas this is kind of like, you know, a very loud kind of dramatic performance in that one. But yeah, it's a fantastic one nonetheless.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm glad I wasn't dreaming that. That's good. All right. As always, now we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, what is the worst character resurrection in films or TV? Aiden said, Hans' resurrection in Fast 9 was a bit iffy. Also, yeah, Megatron right. in Transformers Age of Extinction was also arse. I didn't know that happened. Megatron? Because didn't he become Galvatron in the fourth one?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. What actually happens to him? I don't recall. I guess Transformers 5 warrants a rewatch now.
Oh my lord, yeah. Yeah, get that Michael Bay hype. And what about Hans? What do you think of that?
No, he's definitely right. Like, I remember like looking at like the
Hans, sorry, I said Hans.
I remember looking at the cast list for like Fast 9 and seeing that he was back, and I was so confused. I was like, oh, it would just be like another flashback or some shit. But like, yeah, no, they full on bring him back. But like, it's not a resurrection. It's just like kind of they explain away his death.
So they just sort of make it out like he never died.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
But like, you know, in terms of like, yeah, I think it still counts. I think it still qualifies as a resurrection. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Definitely iffy, but like, you know, Han was always like a great part of the franchise, so I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Luke says, does Doomsday being the resurrection of Zod count from Justice League? Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure. That is pretty bad, actually. I'll give you that. That sucked. I actually rewatched Batman v Superman, specifically the first 2 hours of the 2 hours and 40 minutes or whatever it is. I rewatched the first 2 hours probably 6 months ago, and I was really into it. I was actually, dude, this movie's sick. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to defend this movie. And then Doomsday comes out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to turn this off now. Like, I don't need this. I don't need this. Like, straight up the second, like, the Batman v Superman conflict ends, everyone makes fun of Martha. I mean, I get it. Totally get it. And then, but I kind of like it. And then as soon as that's over, it's like, yeah, I've said this movie's over for me. I don't need to see any more of this. It's good. Like the dramatic beats are over. Andy said, in my eyes, the worst character resurrection in film and TV, even though I haven't seen many, is Brian Griffin from Family Guy. At one point, he was probably a very good character resurrection when he came back just for a few episodes after his death. But so many seasons later, he has become insufferable. pretentious, fake, a know-it-all A word that rhymes with barshole or basehole. Or I guess it would be barshole, but is bars a word? Isn't it when you say BASS? You don't say bars.
Sea bass, like the fish.
Oh, like the fish. Okay, no, yeah, that's good. I didn't think of that. Yep. Well done, Andy. But still, newer seasons of Family Guy is a horrible show filled with horribly developed characters. Anyways, I didn't know about this. I think I vaguely remember in like primary school, maybe. Like, I didn't watch Family Guy. Like people that watched it going, "Oh my god, Brian's back" or some shit. I don't know. That's a vague memory I have at the time. I don't know if you have any connection to
No, I don't remember
Family
him
Guy.
dying off for like a long time. I thought he died off like he gets hit by a car, but I thought it was like back like a few episodes later, wasn't it? Or
I
like
don't
an
know.
episode later, or some shit like that.
Was it really that quick?
Well, I thought it was, but it might not have been.
Weird. Because isn't there like a brown dog?
It's like a kind of like yellowish cream with like brown patches, maybe. I think. Or
That-
is there
that-
or is there another one that I'm thinking of as well? I don't know.
No, that might be right. I thought there was meant to be like a Brian replacement character or something.
I don't know. I think there's one called Vinny that comes in for a few episodes. I might be thinking of that thing, but you might. There might be another one. I don't know.
Yeah, I really can't speak to it. I'm not an expert at all. And then Andy and Luke go on to have an in-depth analysis of Family Guy character arcs. So you need to join our Discord to access that content. So please join the Discord. Just a bit of a plug there. All right, Jan, what is the worst character resurrection?
You see, this is kind of interesting where it was like not quite a resurrection, it kind of is. Actually, don't hold on, there's spoilers. I'm not going to.
This whole thing is sort of half spoilers, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to spoil The Descent for anyone that cares. If you want to watch The Descent, which everyone should, don't listen to the next like 2 minutes.
I'm screwed. I just have to.
Yeah. Sorry about that. The end of the film Descent is brilliant. It's one of the best horror film endings that you have. It's this really subtle shot. It's really sad, kind of really like just not. It's a really just like it's just a brilliant shot. Of like her in the cave as the light fades away, and it just implies that she dies in the cave, and everyone accepted that in 2005. I think is when the film was. And it was brilliant. It was fantastic. But then for the Yankees, the ending was changed to her escaping from the cave, so that like they can make it as number 2. So to me, the worst. But I watched the European or like the worldwide release instead of the Yankee ending where she dies in the cave. So then in the Descent 2, when she's back and she makes it out of the cave, it's just fucking dumb.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, there's quite a few. I think there's 2 characters that come back in the Descent 2. So both those resurrections are fucking dumbass. But yeah.
Yeah. My God. But like, so yeah, everyone has to cop the second one though, right? Like,
Sorry.
like the second one, it's like anyone who didn't know about the North American version ever existing would just be so confused by the existence of the second one at all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
The second one is probably like the worst horror movie sequel I've ever seen.
Holy shit. Well, you can just pretend that, yeah, at least you can sort of just pretend that the first one with the European version is all that exists.
Yeah, I try.
Worst character resurrections. I thought of, this actually made me think of ones that I liked, like actually good character resurrections, which I actually came up with a few. Actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but in terms of worst though, I mean, you could make the argument for Boba Fett, if you didn't like the book of Boba Fett, I can sort of get behind that. I also never really liked, I'm not going to lie, sorry all Snyder dorks out there, I just, in either version, I mean, the Snyder cut makes it better, I guess, but I don't know, the resurrection of Superman's whatever to me, dude. I don't know. Like, at least the Snyder cut had a cool moment where he gets the black suit and that was hype and that was cool. Outside of that, though, like, it felt like such a nothing story beat. Like, Superman dies at the end of Batman v Superman, and then they all sort of are sad for like like an hour's worth of film, they're a bit sad, and then he just comes back and it's fine. I don't know. Never that compelling of a dramatic beat to me at all, really. But actually, you know what? Good character resurrections. Voldemort is cheating, but his whole thing is a resurrection.
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic. And then Jon Snow, big fan of that. Also a big fan of Darth Maul, of course. So I feel like there's some solid character resurrections. I'm not going to lie. I feel like they need a shout out. Should we just next week also just ask best character resurrections? Everyone will have great answers. We got through it without anyone saying Palpatine. I'm so pleased. Well done, everyone.
Banned from the community if they did.
That's right. Absolutely, yeah. I was so close to banning Aiden. So close. You got no idea. I had to show immense restraint. As always, we'd love you to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comments section. Send us a DM on Instagram or join the Discord server. This week, we're asking you, what is the worst nightmare you've ever had? Just full stop. Let us know. We'll read those out next week. Jaden, I'm sorry you have to fill Liam's role, but what are we doing next week?
The reason why we're asking such a strange question is because we're reviewing Guillermo del Toro's 2021 film, Oscar nominated for Best Picture, Nightmare Alley. I'm not sure actually how much it has to do with Nightmare. It's probably just the name of the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's found on Disney Plus. Yeah, I think that's all, right? It's not anywhere else.
Not to my knowledge, no.
I don't know. Maybe on Foxtel. I don't know. Pirate on like 123 Movies, whatever you want to do. But Disney Plus, buy it from JP Hi-Fi,
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know anything about it other than the cast. So
yeah, I remember I watched a trailer a long time ago and I still don't know anything about it. So
cool. I love it. I'm excited for that. That's good. All right. I was thinking, when was the last episode that we did? Just us two, was it? It was this year, right? It was whatever the Book of Boba Fett one was. I don't know what movie that was, but there was an episode where we talked about the Book of Boba Fett and Fast and Furious this year, and it was just us two.
Yeah, you're right.
But I don't know what movie that was.
I can find it real fast.
Not that it matters at all. I was thinking. This year.
Train to Busan.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, cool. Oh, yeah. I feel like these one-on-one episodes becoming more commonplace.
Yeah, as we all have other shit to do.
Yeah.
As we leave lockdown and we can't, as we've left lockdown rather,
Yeah, exactly.
This started as a project in 2020. Correct. Where we just had 2 years that we couldn't go anywhere. So, every Saturday, bang, free.
Yeah, 100%. Now, real world shit gets in the way. I don't like it. I don't like life, Anyways, that's it for this week's episode of Cinema Effect. Thanks, Jaden, for joining me. Liam doesn't get a thanks.
No.
Not at all. We appreciate you being here, listener, and we'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your week, and goodbye.